So today I'm going to pose the question, is NA Valorant a one-team region? Because Optic came back and destroyed EG in their rematch. Obviously EG were the one team that managed to actually beat Optic in the group stage, and then Optic came back in the playoffs here and kind of just reminded everyone that no, that was a one-off day, that was a fluke, that wouldn't happen again, and they destroyed EG. And we're going to take a look at it on Haven, and just, yeah, they just completely dismantled EG in every single way. And we're going to start here with round number 5. And in this round, as you can see, it is actually a save round for EG, but there is one threat, and that is Boostio with the Tour de Force here. So obviously he could potentially have a big impact in this round and maybe even sway the round in EG's favor if Optic misplayed this. But they're not going to misplay this. If you aren't aware, the meta on Haven for most teams is to have a breach somewhere around here or anywhere in here. Basically use a stun in towards this A lobby position. You get someone with an operator, in this case Boostio, obviously with his Tour de Force, in around maybe this area or anywhere sort of here, and just watch this. Basically watch all of A lobby, and essentially what that means is, you know, if no one crosses this means that no one can come to A, and so that means you can have 4 people, you know, watch the rest of the map and 1 person just watches A. That's kind of the meta on Haven, and Optic completely dismantled this with the Neon. The Neon pick absolutely destroyed this, and let's take a look at round number 5 to see how they managed to do it. So they did this very often, right, where you're going to get a KO knife in here early. So this is to check that there's no aggression this way through short, right? So if this KO knife doesn't spot anyone, that means that no one's coming down short. So they get to kind of, you know that nothing there is coming nice and early. And then they're going to basically send in this Neon, who is quick enough to avoid all of these breach stuns that come in here. The Neon will just get past it anyway, right? So that's kind of a real advantage of playing the Neon. You could see there, Victor's just hopping away, and he's already past this breach stun, and he's already gone past it. And he's sending out his own stun here that hits right into Boostio's face, and so Boostio has to straight away just TP away, right? They also have an Astra stuck on the other side, so either way he was going to get stuck in some amount of utility if he was watching this angle, and they get early A control. Now this might look like a small thing, but really that pretty much was like the main threat gone, right? Once this has happened, the main threat of this round was already gone. They kind of identified where the chamber was playing at the very least, and they'd pushed him off the angle that he wanted to play. So they very much, you know, won early on here just off the bat, and that was happening very often in this game overall. And so then they just decide to go for their A execute, right? They go for this Neon wall, as you see there. They send in the dog in behind it. Ye actually manages to get a kill there with the push on short. He's just watching that. We have the Neon stuns as well, so they start to get in onto the site. Ye actually does die to Boostio here, so they know that there's a threat here. The Neon wall does go down. FNS realizes this, realizes that Boostio could come back, comes off the spike. The Skylt comes out, reveals that yes, he is there. Whilst that's going on, Victor has managed to kind of push a bit aggressively here and find this kill as well. And now we're in this situation. So FNS, you know, goes back to a safer plant. They get the star up there from the Astra so that he can't see. And then FNS now has his ult. And again, this is the one threat, right? This could be a potential problem. If Boostio gets maybe another kill or two, you know, he could very much win this round for EG still. But they just completely nullify this threat. FNS is going to ult, and all of a sudden he doesn't have a gun anymore, and yeah, they get the kill. So really, really nicely handled. You know, this was a round that could have gone, you know, potentially pretty badly if Optic played it worse, but they didn't, right? They're just super good at just making sure that things don't go wrong. And when you do that in Valorant, you know, you're going to have a pretty good chance. Even stuff like this, right? They know they're still against an eco, but watch Marv here. He's kind of pushed up. He realizes he's kind of a bit alone, you might say. There's still people around, right? But he doesn't want to die super close up, even have the threat of that, right? To potentially give them a gun and potentially, you know, make this round more costly or anything like that. So he just keeps backing away, right? Make these long range angles, make sure that there's really no chance that you're going to die to these ecos, and give them a gun and potentially make this round a bit more sticky. Really clean from Optic on the whole. They nullify their threats and they win the round. But now let's come to the very next round, and I don't know what Optic, whether they could just hear EG's comms before a round or something, but they seem to have a very good read of what was going on as well, right? So, a couple of things, important things to note in this round is that EG both have the Fade ult and the Breach ult. So I'm not sure if this is something that EG commonly do. They are a pretty aggressive defensive team in general, but as you can see on this round, they've gone for like a mid stack, right? They want to push mid, they want to get aggressive towards mid. But Optic seemingly know this as well, right? They do start off with a bit more of a kind of defaulty look Optic, where, you know, they put their KO knife in here again, they got the Astra smoke down here, they're going to flash down short, make sure there's no aggression coming from A, but then they seemingly know, because now they're just going to wait, right? You got Optic Ye posted up here with his ult, the Tour de Force here, just watching Garage, and I just want you to watch FNS here, again, seemingly know exactly what is going on. It's quite almost spooky how smart Optic seem to be at times, that they'd been playing very fast up until this point, as we kind of saw in that last round, but now that they expect this push, everything's super slow, super drilled. They're just watching for aggression. They seem to just have a very good read of what's going on. So let's take a look at what FNS does here, because you'll see exactly what I mean, because he is about to KO knife this wall. This wall here, right? So super sort of passive knife just to check if anyone's pushed up, and guess what? The chamber is pushed up. And now I want you to watch what Ye does as well after that information gets relayed. So first off, we'll watch FNS, because he's about to get a kill, where he's going to manage to find Jogmo there. But then we're going to go back. Let's go back, because a Fatal is about to come in. But let's watch Ye now, right? So we just saw FNS get that kill, but watch Ye, right? So the information has just come in. This chamber is pushed up here, right? Somewhere in this corner. So Ye drops the spike. He knows then, okay, yeah, they are going to push pretty aggressively. I know it's coming. He drops the spike and then comes and repositions into this corner almost instantly. The Fatal then comes out. But look, he's just in this corner, and this corner is super, super good for watching these pushes here, because, again, you know, people are going to be focused here, they expect you to be in there, and so you'll just get the angle on them first, as you're about to see. Ye manages to get 2 kills because no one expects you to be there. He manages to get the first one, and then we'll see his point of view for the second one. Also, FNS throws a KO nade to make sure that chamber can't push him as well. It's just all, the reaction is so, so good, right? Just straight away as well. The chamber is going to destroy that trap. And then Ye starts calling out, because everyone's just on A, like, oh no, I have the spike, you know, this chamber's somewhere in here, could be dangerous, so they just come back, help Ye funnel the spike and retrieve it, and eventually actually Marv manages to find this chamber just walking up behind him there, and we end up in this nice little 5v1, just super well played from Optic on the whole, and then we can just run it a bit further forward, and yeah, it just seemed like they knew exactly what was gonna happen, right? And their reaction, and I love Ye's just very quick, like, just to even drop the spike, knowing that, hey, if a push is coming, I don't want to, you know, die with the spike. And then they hunt down this last gun and manage to eventually get that kill as well. And so now let's come to round 8, and you could tell by the EG setup here that, again, they just want to get Boostio on this angle, on the chamber, kind of, you know, just to watch A on his own, ideally, but again, that just isn't going to work because of how Optic play this. Now, the stun is going to come in from the breach, as we will see here, but in goes the KO knife again. This stun actually does catch Victor this time. This was actually the one time it did catch him, as you can kind of tell, is sending out his stun towards Long as well. But Boostio, this had been happening so often that he's already TP'd away, right? He already thinks that Victor is past that stun, that it didn't catch him, and so he's already TP'd away, and the controller's already given up, just from the threat that it had been happening before. And so, as you can see, even though Victor is stunned this time, it doesn't matter, right? Boostio's just gone. And he's just going to get bombarded with even more utility, right? So they push him off this early angle. That means that they have to have 2 players towards A. So really, at this point, Optic's options are pretty open, but they are going to continue to come down towards A this time. They are going to send in the dog and the wall again. You see the stuns come in, a flash come in. He gets stunned, he gets flashed, he's trying to run away, and Victor just comes in and absolutely destroys him. And then we're going to see a really nice bait as well, right? Karenate comes in just to secure it there. Really nice little bait setup here from between Victor and Marv, you're about to see. So they're both here, right, watching this close angle. Marv's going to actually swing out. He manages to win that first fight, and then he just continues to fight and shows them, like, oh yeah, look, I'm coming around here. Don't even worry about it. Don't, you know, I'm over here. Oh, I've ran away. And Victor gets 2 kills because of that, right? And so just really, really nice little bait setup. Victor actually just goes running into com. And Marv gets that other kill as well. So again, just a really nice overall. And just the threat that they could beat that A main breach stun completely destroyed EG in pretty much every way. And now let's come to round number 12, which is a very beautiful round overall. So one thing that I, and I'm sure most others, associate with Optic on this map is actually their C attack. They do this very fast sort of garage to C attack with this Neon. They've done it quite a few times. Very, very successful, very difficult to stop. Actually, they did it in the bonus round of this attacking side as well. And they're going to actually look as if they're doing the same thing, but actually it's a fake where they're actually going to come towards B instead. But it just goes so well for them that it kind of doesn't matter, as you will see here. So this is kind of what they are going to do. They're going to get KO knife early in here. Again, it looks like a heavy C pressure, right? You're going to get KO knife. A flash is going to come in as well from the KO down here. We're going to get the Skydog coming down C long to try and meet with the Neon as the Neon comes in onto this site. And so in dashes the Neon, right, with the ult this time as well, as you can see here from Victor. He's then going to push up the wall. We get the Skydog there. He starts stunning in, right? He starts looking for these kills. And you'll see that the rotates, we're all flooding in across here. The thing is, this rotate that's come across B has been met by Ye, who's coming down mid instead, right? So instead of this actually being a C hit, instead what we have is basically just Victor there, using his wall to kind of stall. You can see that the KO is already pushed through there. They're already pushing B. It's just a super problematic fourth side of EG here, as you can tell. And yeah, they're just going to mop up. Victor's actually going to manage to find this kill eventually. As look, you just don't know where to look, right? FNS has found a kill pushing through garage as well. So he's come here and found a kill. So you're turning around, and then the Neon's finding a kill, and then they're going to find this kill as well, because it's like, wait, they're on B. Like within what? Well, within 15 seconds, they're on both B and C. They've taken 2 sites in 15 seconds. Like, that's how effective this round was. And then actually Dogmo does manage to get 1 kill, but he's just gonna get run down by Victor there on the Neon, who I'm sure was having a lot of fun at this point. And just an amazing round from Optic overall. Now let's come to the defensive side, and we'll come to the defensive pistol here. So what we're going to see from Optic, obviously they aren't running the breach, but to try and get the A lobby control that they want, they're going to send a KO knife in here. They're going to send Sky Flash in there. They're going to get Astra Sucks in there at some point, Neon Stuns as well. That's kind of how they were trying to sort of replace the breach in essence by, sending different bits of utility. So you can see we've got Sky Flash, KO knife comes in there. We will get an Astra Star down here as well to smoke it off, and another one, as you can see there as well. EG have actually just sent a breach flash in here that Victor just turns there, and then the chamber TPs away. So they know, okay, they've pushed up deep with this Neon on A. That probably means that there's, we've seen a Sky Flash, there's this Astra Smoke here as well. That probably means there's a couple people there. They've been pretty aggressive towards it. So EG decide, okay, well then let's quick rotate to B instead and get in onto this B site instead, and just leave them on A, right? So that's exactly what they do, right? They get this early B control, and they're going to decide to push towards a link with a Prowler here. So as they get the spike down, the Raze and the Fade here are going to follow this Prowler and go in, but you see we got the Skydog coming in from the other side. The reason that EG kind of have to do this is because obviously normally when you plant the spike on B here, everyone kind of retreats to out here and just fires. The problem is obviously with pistols though, it's quite a bit more difficult from long range to get these kills, right? So they feel the need to then try and push. If they can't just all retreat, they have to kind of push one of these 2 areas. Otherwise you're kind of just doomed, as we will see, because what happens is, unfortunately, Dogmo gets caught by the Skydog there, and then they just line up straight into Ye, and they get that kill. So the early push was dismantled. They do manage to get a kill on Marv there. FNS tries to push in. He does push in, and he catches Boostio. But you might have just seen Boostio kind of, not knowing which way to look, and that's kind of the problem, that if you are stuck on this B site, what way do you look? Because his footsteps coming this way, he's being run at from this way, so it's kind of a bit of a problem, and that's why they tried to push a link there, but obviously it didn't work. And then as we run this forward, Com does manage to find himself into a position that he can't be seen. Crash hits a nice shot on Apoth down here. Com does manage to get 1, but ultimately gets traded out, and Optic managed to win the pistol as well. And now finally, let's come to round number 16, the last round in the game. It's going to be a bit of a quick one, but just a quick variation on how Optic were trying to defend some of this A lobby. You just saw FNS with a KO lineup for a nade that's going to come in here. Again, we're going to get Sky Flash, we're going to get Neon Stuns, it's going to be pretty hectic, and as you can see, EG are on the other side of a lobby, so they are going to aim for that early control as well, with these blast packs and early stun down there as well. In comes a flash, in comes the neon stun, so in goes the KO nade, but actually Jorgo managed to catch off FNS here with those early blast packs, getting here before perhaps FNS was really expecting it, still throwing this knife, and so he manages to get the first kill. But with this neon stun here, this is going to catch the chamber just there, and so he's actually going to die to the nade. He's probably flashed as well, to be honest. And then Victor does something super smart, right? He puts up this wall. And he's actually going to do this. Like, and this race, how can this race ever expect that is going to happen, right? How can anyone ever expect that an opponent is going to run past your entire team and come behind you? It's just crazy. But that is exactly what happens as the nade gets the kill on Boostio. In goes Victor in behind, and he manages to get that kill as well. And then obviously a Prowler goes in following him there, but now obviously the focus is on Victor, who's just running around and actually runs back towards a Long as Crashies manages to get that kill there. Victor starts coming back to Long. He sends out a flash. He actually gets hit by the Breach ult, but then he sends out his Skydog, which catches the Breach, so then they just end up in this weird super stun fight. Apoth comes to trade it out, but as I said, Victor has come back towards Long there and manages to get that final kill and win the game for Optic, who, yeah, I think just are in a class of their own right now, particularly within NA. They just seem to clearly be the team that is just dominating right now. And even if you do manage to win a map off them, even if you do manage to beat them as EG did, when it comes to a rematch, you'd better prepare something very spicy for Optic, because if you aren't doing something that they've never seen before, well, you're probably gonna lose.